Welcome to lesson 4 on the butterfly sword form. We're just going to run through the form again to get us back to where we were at the end of lesson 3, going through the Jarm Dao section of the form and then through for the cuts, and then after this we'll move on to the Chun Dao section, after the Chun Dao onto the Lan Dao section of the form. From there we go into the 360-degree jump, and then after that Pak Dao Fak Dao, then into the figure of 8 section of the form, and that's where we got to last time, so we'll pick up the lesson here.
And then step backwards into more or less a T stance. So replace your foot, and then draw your leg and front kick with the left leg, ball of the foot, and then step down and lap Dao or jut, lap Dao. So it comes down this way. So it's the same that you did at the beginning of the form. So you exchange, and this time you do the left front kick. That's it. And then from the third cut, you do a Chun Dao, step out with your rear foot, and you're going to kick at an angle 45 degrees, side kick, low side kick, and then you come down, 1 cut, 2 cut, Tan Dao and straight thrust, kick, 1, 2, 3, Chun Dao, low side kick, 1 cut, 2 cut, and then tan and thrust with the right sword. Left leg, 1, 2, 3, step out, side kick, 1, 2, thrust, step through, side kick, 1, 2.
That completes the butterfly sword form itself. I'm just going to run through the form again so you can see the whole thing put together. Going through the Jarm Dao section of the form with the cuts. From the Jarm Dao into the Chun Dao section, double rotation, other side. Then from here to the Lan Dao section. You can see a bit more clearly the footwork outside here in the garden. And then into the 360-degree jump, and then back the other way. Then in Pak Dao Fak Dao, figure of 8. And then front kick with the left foot into the side kick section, Tan Dao, double rotation, and then on the other side, and then finish the form. And that's the end, closing the form out there.
At the end of the form, the last bit is a withdrawal and coming out, and half of that is coming backwards to withdraw the weapon, to pull the weapon out. If you have hooked somebody with the hook of the sword, and then to be able to bring the weapon back out again. For some of the application, like for instance this gun here, if there was say the pole is coming in this way, so you would cover the pole and then deflect with the tan, come down to the wrist of to disarm, and then come over the top to strike either to the neck or to come down on top of the skull, and then you come back and do a final cut. So you would deflect with this one, and slide down the pole for the cut to the wrist, then go for the target on the head, and then you could switch to another strike just to finish. So that's how you'd be using that. As the strike comes around here, you deflect, come down the sword, come down the pole to get to the wrist, and then go up to the the torso up to the head, and then finish with that cut, or go to one of these Lap Dao and Jarm Dao. So depending on how you want to finish, you can go to another move.
What's this one? Where's this one?
The Lan, a similar sort of thing, different, slightly different. If somebody's coming to attack the lower gate, you can defend with this one, and then you can go to, once you deflect, you can then go to do a double cut and then come through to the upper gate to go for the torso. So all very sort of similar. You know, you can block with the lower sword, cover with it, and then go in for a double cut. Some of the other ones with the Gan is you could go to the outside of the pole. So on this one, where it's coming around, it's very difficult to do this. But as the pole comes around here, you can block with the Gan and go to the outside of the pole and slide down the outside of the pole to cut, and then from there come back to this side. So you can stay on the same side of the pole, or you can slide down and cut on the opposite side of the pole and then come around. If it's a downward strike, say the person with the pole is striking down with the pole, so it's coming down this way, you can, from the Zhong Dao, so the ready stance, the ready stance with the swords. Yeah, it's not, a lot of people hold, a lot of other versions hold this, first of all they hold the sword vertically and they hold it here. So if the pole hits the outside of this, it drives the sword into their own arm. So the first thing is that the sword is turned, both swords are rotated inward. So if somebody knocks the back of the sword, it goes across, but it doesn't cut you. So if somebody's actually using the pole to deflect your sword, it's got to knock it away from you rather than knock it into your own arm to, works against you if you sever your own arm. So, and the stance is the same, is either you're in a forward stance or you're in a side neutral stance. So your body is at, yeah, so the wrists are together. So if you see my wrists, they're quite close together. Again, the elbows are in.
It's basically there, but
that's it, but turned inward. That's it. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if this was knocked out the way by somebody coming in with the sword, the pole or whatever, they knock it out the way, you can still turn to recover and then counter-attack back.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, so you can do all your moves.
That's it. Or they manage to knock the rear sword out the way, and then you can step back and come through and recover. But if your swords are like this, or even if they're at an angle like this, and somebody knocks the sword, you end up cutting yourself. So there's an angle in the traditional Wing Chun. There's an angle to the sword. So when the pole is coming down, you catch it in between this gap here, and you push up so that you stop it there, and then you can slide down the pole to cut the arm, to disarm from the hand, and then you can rotate and then you go onto the outside of the weapon. So you push up to stop the pole, and you push up and bring it to the side a little bit so that it's not directly in front of you anymore. You push up to the side, and then you cut down to the disarm, and then you continue to deflect and come through for your cut. So you push up, cut down to disarm, and then come over the top to step in. Up, cut down, and then step in.
So this move here,
Yes.
and that's a cut, is it, into there?
It's a yes, it can be used as a cut, so you can come through and cut, or it can be used just as a deflection. So you pack down with the back of the sword, keeping it away from your arm so you don't cut yourself, and then you deflect the weapon. Say it's the pole, for example, and then you can come through down the pole, trap or cut, disarm, and then go for the target on the torso. So you can pack sao, fac sao. That's it. So from the side, so say from the guard or Jarm Dao. So from here, pack, and then rotate, come down the pole, and then, yeah? So it helps you to bridge the gap. So it's usually underneath, because you can, a bit like a pak sao chun sao, a bit like a pak sao chun sao, you can go to the contact point, and that allows you to find your way down the other person's weapon. So similar sort of contact reflexes: deflect, cut, and then come through for the final cut. Again, two moves working together as one. So pak dao, fac dao, come down and cut. You can also go into that move, like in the form where you do this one, and you come back here. You can also go into that with this, because you can go here with this first one, and then instead of going on top to do this, you can go here and you can come underneath. So the same as the form, pak dao, fac dao, and then step forward, Jarm Dao, and come underneath. So you're using that same application with the sword to come underneath. Yeah. So instead of going on top, if you go on top, you go on top of the weapon, or from here you slide, you bring the other sword forward and come underneath. That's it. That's it. And also this one, the one the other half of this figure of 8, this one, check, and then cut underneath this way. Say for instance you've gone, say for instance the pole is coming around this way, so you're dealing with this side, or it's the sword, so it's somebody using 2 arms rather than the pole. The pole is one thing, but if there's using the other arm or the other sword, if you've gone in this way and then the other side comes in, then you can switch to this one. So if your arm is already, if you're already committed over this side and then the other side comes in, then you can deal with that. That's it. So you're dealing with this one, and then the other side attacks. So then you can do that, and that's it. And then you can withdraw as well, because you can where are we? You go here. Once he's done this one, if you get caught out, that's why you bring your sword back. You see this withdraw. So either if you've hooked up his weapon with the hook of the blade, and you need to withdraw, or you simply find yourself in a situation where you're come unstuck and he's suddenly coming in with another move, you can pull your swords back to the Jarm Dao. So you go in here and then it's gone wrong, or you have a problem, you just simply come back and then reset. So you want, so you want to be, I don't know if you can see that. That's it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. You still want the swords to face sort of forward, but you just want your stance to be a little bit more open, just a little bit more open. That's it. And then this one is fine. And then back this way. That's it. And then this was good. That was good. Tan, cut, cut, cut. Back across. Cut, cut, cut. And then Gan, Quan, Quan. Two. So once you've done this one, you come back Gan, Quan, Quan, two, then Jut. When you do this Jut, the sword, the traditional sword from, let me see it from here, from here downwards was a much more duller blade for making contact without getting jammed on the weapon, without getting it stuck into the other person's weapon. And it was sharp from there upwards to the tip. Yeah. So when you're doing that jut, yeah. So you're pushing it down like that. So it's sort of vertical.
Mine's got a little bit of that, but not much.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, it would carry on a little bit further up. That's yeah, that's the sort of thing. So that coordination from the elbow to the wrist for the jut. So the sword becomes vertical. Push out, and then go through, or push out. So as you said, it's two Quan Sao, jut, circle through, and then one Quan Sao the other way. That's right. And then Lan, step forward Lan, step forward Lan.
That's the hard bit, isn't it? Using the step.
Yes. That's right. Yeah. Step through and then step forward Lan, Lan, Lan. And then the jump, which I'll back up for a little bit. Quan, and then over your head. And then Quan the other way. Over your head, come down that way, and then Pak Sao Fak Dao, and then the figure of 8, Tong Dao upward, cut, and then double bong, step through, come back, front kick, cut 1, 2, 3, step out, Quan, side kick, 1, 2, turned out and thrust, and then step through, Quan, low side kick, 1, 2, turn down, thrust, and then back into the middle to finish.